Hiya folks, it's me. Apologies for my absence. It's been, I might as well tell you the truth, I've been watching a lot of football, because of football in the UK now has gone back into action, and there's no crowds in the stadiums like. They've been showing a lot of football matches on my TV, on Pick, and it's like 4 a week. I think there's some on today, but I haven't looked yet. And unfortunately, me being a football fanatic as well as a record collector, I tend to watch them. It's sort of been reflecting on the lack of content on YouTube. I apologise for that anyway. But what can a poor boy do, as the great Mick Jagger said. And as I say, my team's up there. I'm a Reading fanatic. That's my home team. I was born in Reading. We're also world famous for the crappiest festival in the world. But in the 80s, it was the best. You know, it was full of heavy metal, like Twisted Sister, Renee. I remember that one, Renee. But it was bands like Twisted Sister, Priest, and Maiden. Now it's all gone commercial, so I wouldn't pay to go and see it anyway. But I've got about 3 videos in production in the last couple of days. But I came up with a really good idea, which is very rare for me, because I don't get ideas. I get tubs of ice cream and chocolate, but I don't get many ideas. But I had this brilliant, well, you may not think it's brilliant, but I do. But it's probably a Fred starter. Another reason why I've been a bit off, I'm really jealous of Scott Waters. Who ain't? I mean, he doesn't just show a Deep Purple record. It has to be signed by Glenn Hughes. It has to have the purple vinyl. And I was absolutely slightly later when I saw that. Then he just shows a box set, the new Rush box set. I'm thinking, you jammy beep. I love you to bits, Scott, but how do you do it? I'm just, you know, I've just waved the white flag here. I've got a pair of white undies I could get out of the way, but I haven't got anything white. But I'm just overwhelmed by it all. You know what I mean? How can you compete with a signed copy of Burn, one of my favourite records of all time? But it has to be signed by Glenn Hughes. I surrender. But anyway, I've just given the video away. I've just held it up. What I thought I'd do is I'll challenge you, Scott, and I'll challenge anybody who wants to take up the challenge. And it came to me last night. I was in my bed, and it just came to me. And that is, right, this is the thread, or this is the question. Name a song off a Mediocre, okay, we'll pronounce it now, a Mediocre, that's it, we'll call it that, you know what I mean, an album that wasn't very good, that had the potential to be a seminal song or a massive hit, and it had circumstances around it. It was probably on a mediocre album, didn't do, you know, everybody said the album was rubbish, stuff like that, and but with a bit of, you know, production, mixing, it could have been an amazing song. And I sort of racked me with single brain cell. I haven't got a brain, and I could think of 2 songs, but only one I'm going to talk about today. On the grounds of the other song was Meatloaf's For Crying Out Loud, and the only thing wrong with that one, it was too long, because Meatloaf off the Bat Out of Hell album, so I struck that one off my list. But the song that kept coming back to me was by this band. We don't know it. It's a very new band. It's Judas Priest, and I think, can you guess it? And there's one song on this record. To me, could have been an utter classic had it been done better. That's Blood Red Skies. Now, everybody knocks this album. It was like a very experimental album. It had Johnny B. Good, and it was too much for everybody. But a lot of the Judas Priest songs I don't like, and one song I absolutely hate. We've already discussed that. Go back to me. I did a video called Songs I Hate. There is going to be a part 2 of that. That's in production. But it tells you on there. I'm not going into it again. That a Judas Priest song I really hated. But this record, I listen to it when I play Priest songs. I sometimes play this for the simple reason is, to me, it's got a blood red skies, and that is an absolute killer song. To me, it's perfect. The only problem with it, I mean, lyrically it's brilliant, but it's that electronic music behind it. And what they need to do is give it a good remixing, and they could turn it into something really special. It could have been as good as Painkiller, or I wouldn't say as good, better. It could have equal to one of their massive hits, but it was just so badly done. And if I had a track like that in my arsenal, what I would do is I'd polish it up. I'd reproduce it, put some electric guitars to it, make it look that horrible organ out, and you can imagine Rob Alford walking into a concert with the red mist coming across the stage, and the lighting. It would be absolutely spectacular track. Like Electric Eye and that sort of stuff. It would be unequal to that song. And it's a bit like finding a Ferrari in a scrapyard. You go into a scrapyard. Greg's the expert of them. Ask him about scrapyards. He made a video the other day. I want to put the record straight, and it showed a scrapyard. He said it was Cloudy Moulder fan club. It wasn't. It was all the cars he'd written off in his driving career. And they're that impressed they've made a scrapyard in recognition of it. They've given him his own little plaque as well, and it's amazing. He doesn't get a statue, Greg does. He gets a scrapyard. Anyway, that's by the by. But this song is what's the word I'm looking for? Is a pearl in in a sea of rubbish, basically. And to me, it could be an absolute humongous classical hit. It's just, I love listening to it. It's got everything. It's got the atmosphere. It's got the vocals. To say it's musically good, I'll be lying. It's not. But I always feel it's a wasted song. It's a wasted track. It hurts me. I know they won't. They'll never go back to the old, especially this record, because they probably don't even like it, or they think compared to ones like Painkiller, or Screaming for Vengeance, or other British Steel, or Stained Class, they'd probably think this was the weaker record, and we all agree it is. But Bait off this track, I just love them to do something with Blood Red Skies. Just take it off that record, give it a good remix, get Rob Halford's vocals on it, get the lads to do some electric guitars on it, get the drums going. To me, it'll be absolutely killer of a song, and it's just a wasted track on that album. You know what I mean? It's just a classic, but it's on a sort of a mediocre album. So anyway, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's something a bit different. And if you've got any records, I'm not talking about normal songs being normal. I'm talking about songs that could be spectacular if they've been remixed, or had they been done slightly different, or maybe got a different vocalist in, and they could have been utter classics. If you've got any of them in your collection, let us know and stick it down so I can have a watch on the me comments. And anyway, I'm back to watch the football, folks. I think there's football on today, and it's going to rain anyway, Greg. The sky's overcast and it's looking really poor here. But I'll see you next time, folks, which will be probably in a couple of days. Take care.